No hiding, no hesitation. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo openly show their love in public. Could this be the most talked about moment in Hallyu history? From stolen glances to a bold embrace under the airport lights, the undeniable chemistry between these two superstars is setting the internet on fire. Join red carpet revealed as we dive into the scene that's making fans question, has real love finally become real? It began like any other day at Incheon International Airport. Passengers streamed in and out of the grand terminal. Flight information blinked overhead, and the ever-present buzz of trolley wheels echoed across polished floors. But beneath the routine hum of South Korea's busiest gateway, something extraordinary was brewing. Something that would shift the axis of the Hallyu world. At exactly 4:25 p.m., a quiet stir spread through the International Departures Hall. It began with a few whispers, some camera phones rising cautiously, and a ripple of recognition. Then, like wildfire, it swept the terminal. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo were here. Together, the two A-list megastars, often mentioned in speculative articles and fan-made edits, now stood side by side in full view of the public. No stylists flanked them, no bodyguards parted the crowd. They were alone, and yet very much seen. Dressed elegantly in coordinated neutrals, they moved toward Gate 37, bound for Paris on Korean Air Flight KE901. What happened next would go down in celebrity history as the embrace at Incheon. 4:41 p.m. As boarding began, the couple paused just beyond the final security check. Cameras flashed, onlookers held their breath. And then, in an unscripted, unguarded moment, Lee Min-ho turned to Song Hye-kyo, took her gently by the waist, and pulled her into a soft, steady hug. The terminal hushed. Even the airport announcements seemed to fade. There was no performance here, no hint of stagecraft. This was personal and deliberate. Hye-kyo, smiling faintly, leaned into the embrace with the kind of familiarity that only time and tenderness could shape. They stood like that, silent, still, unbothered by the swarm of phones and stunned gasps around them. For years, rumors had chased them. For years, they had sidestepped, denied, and gracefully deflected questions. But in that single moment at Incheon, with hundreds watching and millions more soon to see, they gave their answer. Yes, the world reacts. Within minutes, the image was everywhere. By 5 p.m., #Minhyo at Incheon was trending globally. Fan sites crashed under traffic. TikTok edits appeared within the hour, pairing slow-motion footage with emotional OSTs from their past dramas. The internet became a shrine to that 15-second hug. Journalists scrambled for statements. Paparazzi dug through flight manifests. Fashion editors analyzed their airport looks, which were quickly dubbed subtle couple couture. Even celebrities chimed in. Park Bo-gum posted a single heart emoji. MG1 tweeted, "About time." But it wasn't just the celebrity world that felt the quake. Critics wrote about the significance of such a public declaration in a notoriously private industry. Scholars weighed in on the shifting norms of celebrity relationships in South Korea. And then there were the fans, some of whom had shipped the pair since 2016. When they co-hosted a fashion event in Tokyo. "We've waited almost a decade," wrote at @Hikeel_89 on Twitter. "This is our day." A timeline of whispers. To understand why this moment hit so hard, we must revisit the timeline of near misses, denials, and longing glances. 2016, first public appearance together at a luxury fashion event. Netizens praise their chemistry. 2018. Rumors surface after they are spotted dining in London, supposedly just days apart. Agencies deny. 2021, fan account leaks what appears to be a couple bracelet both stars wear in different photo shoots. 2023, a charity gala in Busan features them as co-hosts. Industry insiders note their unusual closeness. 2024, a leaked casting sheet reveals they are in talks to star in a romance film together. Nothing confirmed. June 16, 2025, the embrace. Years of breadcrumbs had led to this single feast. And what a feast it was. Why Incheon? Why now? Incheon International Airport, with its soaring glass ceilings and panoramic walkways, has always been more than a transportation hub. It's a stage. A place where stars pass by in fleeting flashes. And hidden behind masks, hats, and hoods. But Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo didn't hide. Not today. Their choice of venue felt poetic, public, yet impersonal, grand, yet grounded. There's no red carpet, no fanfare, just a departure gate. A few dozen witnesses, and the quiet courage to hold on a little longer before letting go. Sources later confirmed that both stars had coordinated this appearance. They would be attending the Chanel Global Ambassadors Summit in Paris. But the extended layover and shared schedule hinted at something more personal. One member of airport staff, speaking anonymously, shared, "They seemed at peace, like this was a decision they'd both agreed on. There was no stress. Just calm." Calm, of course, would not last. Because love, especially love between legends, is never just theirs to keep. By the time Korean Air Flight KE901 touched down at Charles de Gaulle Airport at 11:42 p.m. local time, dozens of European media outlets had already dispatched photographers. The arrival terminal buzzed with journalists, Hallyu fans, and curious travelers. For once, even France's famously indifferent press was alert. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo emerged just past midnight, walking calmly into the arrival hall. Despite a 12-hour flight and viral media storm, their composure was unwavering. Sunglasses on, hands still clasped, love still visible. This wasn't a fluke. It was a statement. Couple was escorted to a waiting black van and driven to Le Bristol, a hotel known for its discretion and long list of A-list guests. By morning, Paris Match, Elle France, and even Vogue had the headline, "Korea's royal couple has arrived." A private dinner, a public confirmation. On June 18, 2 days after the Incheon moment, Lee and Song attended the Chanel Global Ambassadors Gala at the Palais Garnier. All eyes were on them. Would they keep their distance? When they addressed the media, they did neither. Hand in hand, they walked the red carpet, posing for photos as a couple. When asked by a French journalist if they were officially together, Lee Min-ho smiled and replied in English, "You're happy. That's all that matters." Song Hye-kyo added in Korean, "This moment means a lot to us. Thank you for the support." Just like that, the story was no longer a rumor or a mystery. It was a reality. Fan reactions and industry reverberations. Back in Seoul, the fandom exploded. Billboard-style LED signs lit up Gangnam and Myeongdong. Fans held coffee events and photo exhibitions. One fan even hired a blimp over the Han River, spelling out, "Minho forever." Agencies scrambled to adjust contracts, endorsements, and public relations strategies. Brands associated with either star saw massive spikes in engagement. Media analysts called it a watershed moment in the evolution of Korean celebrity culture. "They've redefined what it means to go public," said Ji Soo-yeon, a media professor at Yonsei University. "This isn't just a relationship. It's a cultural shift. A movie? A marriage? What's next?" Just when fans thought they couldn't take more emotional news, an unexpected press release arrived on June 21. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo will co-star in the upcoming romance epic Seasons of Us, directed by acclaimed filmmaker Kim Un-suk. Principal photography begins this fall in New Zealand. Social media erupted. Kim Un-suk, known for mega hits like Goblin and Mr. Sunshine, had long expressed interest in casting the duo. Now it was official, and rumors swirled further. Were wedding bells next? Neither star commented. Close friends allegedly told reporters that both families had already met in private earlier that year. One unnamed source said simply, "They're not rushing. They're just finally letting themselves be happy." In the spotlight. It's rare for celebrity couples to find balance between public adoration and personal truth. But Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo seem to have done just that. With dignity, clarity, and quiet power. Turned speculation into inspiration. In a world obsessed with illusion, they chose honesty, and perhaps that's the most romantic gesture